Well, you won't believe how crazy this one got. Robert De Niro has never been shy about his hatred for Donald Trump, constantly using interviews and award shows to bash him, but his recent project with Netflix might have come with some strings attached, and he was extremely careful of his conduct. On top of that, at the premiere of the series, a heckler who was impersonating Trump made sure De Niro got a taste of his own medicine. So today we're breaking down exactly what happened and why that moment had everyone talking. As always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this. So in case you missed it, a couple of weeks ago, Netflix released a limited series titled 0 Day, in which Robert De Niro plays the lead role and the cast is full of A-list actors. I'd show you the trailer, but Netflix loves to copyright everything, so we're gonna skip the free promo. You're welcome, guys. I'll explain the plot very briefly, so here's your spoiler alert. Now that we have that out of the way, here we go. In the series, Robert De Niro acts as a former US president, and 12 years after his presidency ended, a massive cyber attack causes everything to shut down, resulting in chaos and thousands of losing lives. And De Niro's character is then called out of retirement, and since he's so respected and trusted by everyone, he's tasked with headlining a commission to get to the bottom of it. Eventually, he discovers that big tech, big money, and big politicians from both sides orchestrated the whole thing to create a unifying moment for the country. Clearly, the series has a political angle, but Netflix seems determined to keep De Niro, or anyone involved with the project, from discussing anything political during press tours. For example, these are the only instances the questions had a political nature during an appearance on The Today Show.
It's a title, a good title.
Okay. It works on both ways.
It works both ways, okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, so Eric, how do you decide, okay, not only are we going to come up with this great political idea, political thriller, but let's go to a guy who's so well respected and has never done television before. Right. I mean, you set the bar.
You want to climb the highest mountain.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Eric and I started talking about trying to do a thriller that would look at, our collective relationship with the truth and the fact that there's such a heated debate over right now what's real, what's not, what are facts, what aren't.
So when you do something like that, you're trying to give a certain amount of reality to something like this. And with this plot, is that important?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Critical. I think we wanted to make sure that the show felt authentic, grounded in the real world, holding up a mirror to what's going on in this country and the world as a whole. I think in order for a thriller like this to work and for you to be engrossed by it, it's got to feel real. And so that was very important.
That's Noah Oppenheim, by the way, and he was the head of NBC News from 2017 to 2023, by the way. It became obvious that Netflix barred anyone from making political stances during an interview De Niro did with The Guardian, where the journalist asked him if the character he plays is based on any US president, to which he replied with, quote, "No, maybe Joe Biden very slightly," but then goes on to explain that, quote, "Carter was a great president. He was a good person, a kind person, empathetic. Not Joe Biden. No one really gave him credit until the end," end quote. Still not Joe Biden. What made the situation even weirder was the presence of two Netflix publicists who, according to the journalist, specifically instructed that there be no personal or political questions. But the reporter pushed it anyway, asking if De Niro was hopeful or despairing over Trump's presidency, to which he replied with, quote, "I'm not despairing because I always look at the bright side and hope that things will right themselves and that people appreciate goodness and empathy and try to do the right thing. So I can't help but think that," end quote. You should see some of the videos we've shown of him freaking out. He then adds, "Some people look at things differently, they have different values, that's disturbing to me. I don't understand it, but I just look at things in an optimistic way." That's when Netflix's publicist jumped in to remind the reporter of their agreement and cut the interview short. The journalist then ends the article with, "If De Niro, a world-famous two-time Oscar-winning millionaire, no longer feels he's able to speak out, one wonders who in the US does." Yeah, buddy, you're the one living in the UK. I don't see anyone getting arrested over here liking a meme, so cut the crap. Stop preaching from across the Atlantic. Now here comes the juicy part. During the premiere of the series, a stand-up comedian named Jason Scoop decided to show up at an event dressed as Donald Trump, and what he did next is amazing.
"Bobby, it's your favorite president. I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about the election. It's not your fault you were born with a low IQ. It's not your fault, Bobby. Believe me. Bobby, your favorite president won. Kamala lost. She lost so strongly. You were wrong. You're a loser. You're a total loser. This show sucks. You're going to get low ratings, Bobby. You're going to get low ratings. Look at that. From raging bull to raging nobody. Such a disgrace. You're such a disgrace, Bobby. It's a horror. It's an absolute horror. Kamala is getting drunk somewhere. Unbelievable. Look at this guy. That guy's calling your favorite president a virgin. Can you believe it? Look at that crowd. It's such a horror. It's such a disgrace if you look at it. But we're gonna win. We won big, okay? Look at that. Come here, paparazzi. Come here. I love this guy. Look at that. Unbelievable. You want to do a little dance, paparazzi? Come here. Hey.
There is just something incredibly satisfying about watching this unfold, and if anyone tries to say otherwise, let's take a moment to remember exactly who we're talking about here. This is the same Robert DeNiro who went outside the New York courthouse and called a former president blatantly stupid, a punk, a con, and an embarrassment to this country. And I'd like to punch him in the face. Yeah, real classy. That's why in this clip I see nothing but someone getting a taste of their own medicine. By the way, I've noticed you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel yet, so what are you waiting for? Now, another thing that I noticed is that you don't have to look any further than the crowd size to see how much DeNiro has lost his audience. It is honestly embarrassing. For someone who was once an industry legend, this is legitimately sad. But hey, this is what happens when you spend years pushing propaganda for one side, you alienate half the country, and once you lose them, good luck getting them back. This should be a wake-up call to every actor, director, or entertainer who thinks their job comes with a built-in moral high ground. Just do your work, make movies, act, direct, whatever it is you're doing the best, but the second you start lecturing people about why they are wrong, how they should vote, or why they need to think like you do, don't be surprised when they check out. You see, the last elections prove that people don't want to be scolded by millionaires who live in completely different realities. We get it, Hollywood types live in their own little world, surrounded by people who agree with them on everything, but out here in the real world, people have their own opinions and their own beliefs. And really, we don't need a washed-up actor telling anyone what to think. DeNiro's career took a major hit because he forgot that simple fact. Jason also did one of these impersonations with CNN's finest, Caitlin Collins, and she was far more receptive to his bit compared to Robert.
There she is, Caitlin Collins. We meet again. Such a nasty person. Unbelievable. Show the people. They won't show. Caitlin Collins. It's such a disgrace. Look at this guy. Unbelievable. Come here, sir. Unbelievable. We do so well with the African Americans. You look at the numbers through the roof.
Honestly, I thought Collins was way taller than this, but that's beside the point. She was a good sport, and I've got to give her credit for it, but I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you want your friends to see these awesome roasts, please share the video with them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.